Welcome to iParent 101. On behalf of Alabama Christian Academy, I am your host, Ryan Kendall, and the purpose of this episode is to show you how to delete all of the browsers, internet browsers, from your student's iPad and then install a safe browser so that you are certain that your student can only go to safe sites that you would approve them to go to. Alright, so we're going to do a few things. First of all, you want to download the safe browser. Secondly, we're going to delete all unauthorized browsers. Any other internet browser on the device needs to be deleted. Third, we're going to go into the settings and disable Safari, the browser that came with the iPad. And last, we're going to turn off the App Store so that we are sure that our students can't download any more new browsers that will allow them to go anywhere they want to. Alright, so starting at the top, we want to download a new safe browser, and we're going to do that by going through the App Store. And as you saw there, the App Store is this blue one here in the middle, and it says App Store underneath it. So we're just going to touch that once with our finger. It's going to bring us up into iTunes. We're going to get back to these browsers in just a minute. But first, I want to download our safe browser, which is McGruff. It's McGruff's safe browser. And I was just typing in McGruff and it came up. You're going to see this page, specifically exactly the same page. And it might say free here instead of install. Mine says install because I've downloaded it before and all I have to do is install it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so that's installing. And while that's installing, it doesn't take very long, I'm going to go ahead and in the search field over here, click browser. I'm searching for browser. And this is going to show all of the browsers that are available on the iPad. The reason I'm showing you this is because you are going to have to go in and delete all of the browsers on your student's iPad so that they don't have access to them any longer. Okay, so back to the main screen. You can see my Safeguard browser is loaded. I'm going to move this over here to the first page to make it a little easier. And for convenience, I have placed all of my browsers in a folder called Browsers. Chrome is a very popular one. Dolphin for iPad is another very popular one. So is Mercury. So those are the ones that I would look out for specifically, and then beyond that, you're just going to have to check in the App Store to see a list of browsers. Alright, so how do I delete a browser? Same way you delete any app. Touch and hold with your finger until they start wiggling around. The X appears in the top left corner. All you have to do is touch the X, confirm your delete, and just do that to get rid of all of the extra browsers. One thing you will notice is that Safari here doesn't have an X on it. That's why we have to disable that a special way, which we're going to show you how to do that right now. In order to disable Safari and prevent students from downloading any more browsers, we're going to go into the settings and change a setting, add a restriction. And I want you to notice this app right here, your App Store, and also this app right here. Okay, see that it's there now, and in just a moment it's going to be gone. So in my settings, general is usually highlighted, and that's where we want to go first. And over here on the right side, we're going to scroll down until we see restrictions, which is right there. Now I have a 1111 as a passcode on my restrictions because I don't really use restrictions, and that's just really easy for me to remember. Parents, you need to make sure that you do two things with your restrictions passcode. Number one, you need to make sure that it is a code that you remember. If you do not remember your code, it is almost impossible to get it back. It's very difficult, and it's very time consuming and makes people want to pull their hair out. But it's possible. You can recover it. The point is, though, pick something that you're going to remember. Secondly, with your password, you want to make sure it's something that your student is never ever going to guess. So 1234 is not a good passcode. 1111 is not a good passcode. Pick something that they don't know, and there's no possible way that they're ever going to figure it out. Alright, once we have the passcode set, we're going to look at two different things here for this video. Number one is we're going to disable Safari. They will no longer have access to that app. Also, installing apps. We're going to turn installing apps off, so they will no longer be able to install any new apps. Alright, once those two things are done, we can just go ahead and close this. And as you can see, if you were paying attention, the App Store is gone. It's no longer on the second row there. And also, if I open up Browsers folder, Safari's gone. Alright, Chrome is still there because I haven't deleted it. But let's just pretend that you deleted Chrome and LastPass and all these other browsers. This would be their only way to the internet. And this is the McGruff Safeguard browser. And whenever it first opens up, please specify your email address, not your child's, and select a password. So my email address, for example, is rkindle@alabamachristian.com. And I need to select a password. I'm just going to select a really easy password. QAZ1234. Again, this is something that you need to A, be able to remember, and B, something that your student will not be able to guess. Alright, once you do that, let's go ahead and click the next button. The child will be using this device. Pick their age, and you can choose child safe search or not. If they're a teenager, you might not want to click that one. Leave that off. Would you like to see an introduction on keeping your child safe? You might want to watch that introduction. I'm going to go ahead and start using the browser. And basically, it looks like just a normal browser. It's got your Google search there. And for example, if I wanted to search for pornography, I'm just going to type in porn. Click the search button. It says no results. Unfortunately, you can't search for porn on the safe browser. Unfortunately. That's a joke. Alright, so one thing that you will notice is that I just got an email. So let's check this email. In my ACA box, the very top one there, Dear Parent, thanks for using McGruff Safeguard browser. Keep your child safe when using his iPad or iPhone named rKindle's iPad. Alright, and another thing, it says, we'll send you daily emails summarizing your child's browsing activity and will notify you if a few days goes by and there's no activity. So that's all the great perks of using this browser. One more thing that I'm going to want to do with my restrictions before we go is we want to make sure that your student can't delete the browser. This is optional because obviously if they delete it, they can't reinstall it. They'll just be up a creek without a paddle, basically. Going to restrictions, if you don't want them to be able to delete it, even on accident, sometimes they quote-unquote accidentally delete their apps. We can go ahead and turn deleting off. And then if I navigate back, the X is gone. I can't delete apps. Alright, so we have showed you, number one, how to download a safe browser. Number two, how to delete all of the browsers, and also how to search for browsers in the App Store so that you'll know which browsers are popular. Number three, we have gone in and disabled Safari, and we've also disabled the App Store to prevent downloading of new browsers. Alright, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please email me at this address, rkindle@alabamachristian.com, and I will be able to help you with any questions that you have. Thanks so much